doubles and coffee. To all my teachers of Trinidad and Tobago, I am a little confused. This TTUTA president called Mr. LUM-PING, does he represent your views? Because I am seeing an issue that I think has no politics in it. There's no politics at play. So if you think politics is a bad word. School violence that has been increasing across Trinidad and Tobago for the last 10 years under the PNM. When Rowley previously said and accused our children of behaving like animals in an African jungle, remember that? School violence is and has reached an untenable level. People are fed up of it. Parents are fed up of it. Children are being bullied, battered, beaten, extorted. And your TTUTA president, this Mr. LUM-PING, seems to think that playing politics is the way to go. The Honorable Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, a mother and a grandmother, a woman who puts children above all else. The first bills that she brought when she became Prime Minister, the first law she made was the Children's Life Fund. The first act she did as she became the second female Prime Minister is to amend and improve and enhance the Children's Life Fund. So you all know Kamla Persad-Bissessar. She don't make joke with children. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has said there's going to be zero tolerance on school violence, extortion, and so on. Any actions of violence or criminal conduct in the school would be met with the full brunt of the law. That is the position of Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Do you hear politics in that? Is that a game? Is it a political one-upsmanship? Or is it just a stated policy to serve the people and to deal with the frustration of thousands of parents who are afraid to send their children to school? Let me quote for you what Kamla Persad-Bissessar said, and then let me ask you if you agree with this man LUM-PING, this president of TTUTA. Me, I know what all others vote, how all others vote, or how you select, but I'm asking each and every teacher out there, do you agree with this LUM-PING fellow? This fellow who on the eve of an election ran and signed a document to commit you all to take 5% when there was an option on the table for you to vote for 10% or an enhanced package. He ran and committed teachers to that paltry PNM thing. But now, every word out of his mouth is politics. So let's see who is playing politics. Let me read for you the words of Kamla Persad-Bissessar, our duly elected and loved Prime Minister. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has doubled down on her government's commitment to purge the nation's schools of violent behavior, reminding both parents and students that charges will be brought for criminal conduct. The Prime Minister told the Express yesterday, I remind students and parents that anyone who engages in violence, threats, intimidation, drug dealing, extortion, and bullying will be charged. We will purge our schools of this behavior by any and all means legally available. The country is fed up of this violence and wickedness in our schools and in our society. There are consequences to criminal behavior. I will prioritize the rights and the protection of the majority of students who want to learn and not the minority who want to disrupt their schools with violence. Please tell me what's the politics in that. Is that a game or is that a clear policy position of zero tolerance to criminal conduct in our nation's schools to keep our children safe? When parents take the time to discipline their children, make sure they're courteous, they say good morning, good evening, thank you, they behave properly, they respect their teachers, they respect other students, and they send them into a cesspool in a school where other parents have not taken the time, the effort, the consistency, nor the compassion and discipline to teach their children. And those other children, the minority, abuse, batter, extort, beat, and intimidate, bully other good children who want to go to school to learn, to ensure that they could have a lifetime that is comfortable. They could earn a good living and take care of their families in time to come. Kamla Prasad Bisesa says, zero tolerance. Criminal conduct will be met with the brunt of the law, all legitimate legal means. Now hear this lumpkin man, this man who plays politics with you teachers, who takes your union that should be fighting for your rights and to put forward your opinions. I am asking you all, do you all agree with the Honorable Prime Minister? Do you feel safer now that the Prime Minister is putting into action a policy to stop bullying, stop criminal activity in the schools, and keep you, the teachers, safer, and your students, create an avenue and an atmosphere for learning? Do you agree with that? Or do you agree with this? Let's hear what this Lumpkin say. Lumpkin calls for a unified solution. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, TTUTA, Martin Lumpkin, says, tackling the root causes of violence and indiscipline in schools must go beyond party politics. What's party politics? Did you all hear any party politics? The Prime Minister spoke. The Prime Minister put forward a position. The Prime Minister represents the people. The Prime Minister wants her children to be safe. The Prime Minister wants her teachers to be safe. The Prime Minister wants criminal conduct to be dealt with the full brunt of the law. Please tell me where there's politics, where this lumpkin fellow is seeing politics, where this fellow who sell out the union to sign on the eve of an election a little paltry settlement. Why this man hearing politics? Are you hearing politics, teachers? I'm asking all of you. He continued, we are just seeing the symptoms, says Martin Lumpkin. While acknowledging the figures, Lumpkin cautioned, now, Minister Dowlat gave you some scary figures in Parliament that if you're a parent or a teacher, you would be scared about violence, criminal conduct, suspension, expulsion, discipline, indiscipline. Here, Lumpkin, he acknowledges the figures. Lumpkin cautioned against limited interpretation. So Lumpkin now going to interpret suspension and expulsion figures. Here, Lumpkin now, and I'm asking you all if you all teachers agree with this Lumpkin. The numbers speak for themselves. Okay, well, if the numbers speak for themselves, no interpretation is required. Not so, the numbers speak for themselves. But let's hear this Lumpkin. But we also have to remember that suspension is not only for violence and indiscipline. There are other aspects which the school would deem to apply suspension. Lumpkin, please, I want to know what other aspects other than violence and indiscipline somebody gets suspended for. You get suspended for getting too many A's. You get suspended for being too bright. You get suspended for doing all your homework. Oh my goodness, you did all your homework, Johnny. Take a suspension. Lumpkin, to all my teachers, if you all agree with your Prime Minister that you are fed up of school violence, extortion, bullying, battering, and criminal conduct in the schools, then stand with your Prime Minister. If you agree with Lumpkin that suspensions could be for other things other than violence and indiscipline, well, always stay with Lumpkin. All you know what to do. Well, Lumpkin, politics. Who's playing the politics, Lumpkin? Well, politics will soon come, you know. I'm sure there's an election coming sometime. Bless.